Volleyball in Greece, we don't have high school sports, so we would have to do a club, like play at a club. And also, there are different rules. Like, for example, if the ball touches the ceiling, you can't keep playing it. And then you don't have that many substitutions. It's only if you go in for someone and you come out, the substitution closes. There were just like some of the rules that were different and had to learn. So I was doing basketball at first for the 3 years. I started when I was around 8. And then I stopped doing that because when I moved to another city to live, they didn't have women's basketball. And then after that, I did track for a year. It wasn't really my thing. I didn't like it as much. So that's when I started playing volleyball, and I was 13, and I've been playing since then. So the move was basically made to move from like Greece to here, was basically for me to go to like a better school and like find a good job. And so my mom wasn't really a fan of the moving here because like she had a job, we were comfortable and stuff, but my dad wanted to because he thought I would have a better chance here. So then they asked me if I wanted to move, and obviously I would like to stay there because all my friends and my family was there, but at the same time I knew I would have more opportunities here, and that's the reason why we all decided to move here, but I had a saying too. It was hard when I went into high school because I was hearing like SATs and like tests like that, and my counselor would just be like, "Did you take the SATs?" And I didn't even know what that was. And like I didn't like score that great, but then like I tried to talk with counselors, like with all my teachers. It was also hard in the aspect of friendships because everyone by their senior year already have their group of friends. But then like volleyball helped me find friends, and I'm glad like I was actually able to like get used to the system and like actually go to college. Like I wanted to go to college, and I was stressed that maybe I won't make it because of like maybe the language. I had a difficulty obviously, but then I was glad I made it to college, and I like love it here. I learned English in Greece, and like I would only talk with my teacher, and like obviously my teacher had like a Greek accent, so it was easier for me to understand her. And when I moved here, it was hard to understand like the slang and like different words and like the accent. And also I thought that people were talking fast when they really weren't, but it was just me having difficulty understanding. And like during my first tryouts too, my coach would explain a drill, and I didn't know exactly the like definitions of like an outside hitter or a libero. I wouldn't know those things, so it was hard. So I would just like go in the end of the line, watch the other players play, and then join the group because then I knew what we were doing. When we would say set the ball or pass the ball. So pass in Greece basically means set. So every time my coach would say pass the ball, I would understand set, and that like was throwing me off for quite a while. Personally, the transition from high school to college for me was easier than Greece to high school because, as I said before, like in high school, everyone has their friendships, their groups, so it's kind of hard to like just go and be a part of a group. But then in college, people come from all over the place. They trying to make friends, so I was able to like talk to more people. My teammates were more than open to talk to me, and like I made a lot of friends because of the team. And also I think that like since I know the language now, it was easier even for classes. Like in high school, the language wasn't that easy for me. Like I had to pick up the language first before like started studying. And then now in college, it's just like putting hard work, not as much the language. So for me, it was easier to transition to college rather than high school from Greece.